Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Under the scorching South Florida sun, with the air thick with tension and the season's momentum hanging in the balance, the Miami Dolphins once again find themselves at the center of the NFL spotlight. And at the heart of it all stands Tua Tagovailoa, the ever-resilient, ever-scrutinized quarterback who seems to carry not only the playbook, but the entire franchise's hopes on his shoulders. As Week 6 approaches, the whispers of injury and the storm of speculation have grown louder. The Dolphins are set to face the Los Angeles Chargers, a matchup that already carries plenty of electricity, but now it's charged with a new kind of drama: the health of their starting quarterback. Despite a week clouded by reports of a sore hip and an aching thumb, Tua is expected to start, and that says everything about who he is and what's at stake. Frank Smith, the Dolphins' offensive coordinator, stepped up to the podium on Thursday morning, trying to calm the waves before they turned into a full-blown hurricane. His tone was firm but measured, the kind of voice you use when you know the entire city is listening, waiting for a headline that could change the trajectory of a season. "We're working through the process to Sunday," Smith said, the words carrying both reassurance and subtle caution. "But, we're not anticipating any setback for him for playing on Sunday." On paper, it was a simple statement. But for those who followed Tua's journey, from the devastating hip injury that nearly ended his college career to the concussions that shook his confidence last season, those words felt like a lifeline. You could sense the underlying tension in the Dolphins facility. The mood wasn't panicked, but it wasn't relaxed either. There's a rhythm to an NFL week: Wednesday walkthroughs, Thursday installs, Friday fine-tuning. But when your starting quarterback is limited in practice, the rhythm changes. It gets choppy. The questions multiply. How bad is it? When did it happen? Can he still throw the deep ball with the same velocity? Smith, fielding those questions like a veteran coordinator should, downplayed everything. The hip? Part of the contact that comes with playing quarterback. The thumb? Working through stuff for the week. But even as he brushed off the concerns, everyone watching knew this wasn't just another routine injury update. This was about trust. Trust in the medical staff, trust in Tua's body, and trust in his own resilience. Because for Tua Tagovailoa, injuries are not just physical setbacks. They are ghosts from his past that never fully go away. Every time he goes down, the air leaves the stadium. Every time he pops back up, the cheers are half relief, half disbelief. He missed the end of the 2024 season with a right hip injury, the same area now raising eyebrows again. Frank Smith said he wasn't sure if it was the same hip that's bothering him, but that detail didn't matter to fans. The word hip alone was enough to stir flashbacks to that fateful college game at Alabama, to the stretcher, to the doubts that followed him into the NFL. And yet, here he is, 5 years later, still standing, still throwing, still believing. That's the thing about Tua. He's built from a different kind of grit. His calmness on the field, his quiet demeanor in the locker room, it all masks a fire that refuses to die. You could see it last Sunday against Carolina, even as the Dolphins fell 27-24. He was sacked 3 times, hit more often than any quarterback should be, and yet he kept getting up, kept throwing strikes, kept leading. There was no clear sign of injury during that game, which makes the timing of these reports all the more mysterious. Did something happen late in the fourth quarter? Was it during the midweek drills? Or is this just the wear and tear that comes from being the most targeted man on the field every week? Whatever the case, Tua has chosen silence, the kind of silence that speaks volumes. He held his regular media session Wednesday, calm and composed, answering questions with that familiar mix of humility and determination. No limp, no hesitation, no sign that anything was seriously wrong. Still, beneath the calm exterior, there's always that undercurrent of fear. Because the NFL is ruthless. One bad hit, one awkward fall, and everything changes. And for Tua, who's already danced on that razor's edge before, the stakes are higher than ever. This isn't just about one game. It's about the narrative that follows him, the whispers that never stop. Can he stay healthy? Is he durable enough to be a franchise quarterback? Those questions trail him like shadows, no matter how many touchdowns he throws or how many games he wins. Frank Smith might downplay the concern, but everyone knows how fragile the line is between limited participant and out for the season. The Dolphins' offense, dynamic and explosive when healthy, depends on rhythm, and Tua is the metronome. His timing with Tyreek Hill, his quick decision-making, his pre-snap reads, all of it is poetry when he's right. But take away his mobility, even slightly, and the symphony can start to fall apart. That's why this hip issue, no matter how minor it's being made to sound, carries weight. The hip isn't just any muscle group for a quarterback. It's the core of his power, his torque, his ability to drive the ball downfield. Combine that with a sore thumb on his throwing hand, and you've got the kind of combination that makes offensive coordinators lose sleep. Smith insists there's no concern about Tua's ability to throw, but every Dolphins fan watching practice footage this week has probably zoomed in on that right hand, searching for a tape wrap, a grimace, any clue that the pain might be real. It's easy to forget, in all this, just how much Tua has already overcome. He's been written off more times than any quarterback should be by the age of 26. He's been doubted, dissected, labeled fragile, and yet here he is, leading one of the most potent offenses in football. His accuracy, his poise, his leadership, they've all turned skeptics into believers. But the NFL doesn't care about your story. It only cares about what you can do next Sunday. And this Sunday, against the Chargers, Tua will have to do what he's done his entire career. Prove, once again, that he can take the hit and keep going. For Miami, this isn't just another regular season game. It's a test of identity. A moment to see if this team, built on speed and precision, can keep its engine running even when the driver's hurting. The Chargers' defense is no joke. Physical, fast, and eager to test Tua's limits early. Expect them to bring pressure, to hit him, to make him move that hip and test that thumb. They know what everyone knows. If you can rattle Tua, you can rattle the Dolphins. But maybe, just maybe, that's where Tua thrives most, when the world doubts him, when the pressure mounts, when his body screams no but his heart refuses to listen. There's something cinematic about Tua's story, something that feels larger than football. Every setback becomes a plot twist, every comeback a redemption arc. You can almost hear the voiceover in your head as the camera pans across Hard Rock Stadium. The crowd roaring, the lights blinding, and Tua jogging onto the field, helmet strapped, eyes locked in. The questions fade. The pain doesn't matter. All that remains is the game, the pure, beautiful chaos of football, where everything hurts and everything's worth it. And if there's one thing Tua Tagovailoa has shown us, it's that he was born for this kind of chaos. So yes, he'll start in Week 6. Frank Smith says there's no major concern. The team insists he's fine. But deep down, everyone knows the truth. Every snap he takes is a gamble. Every throw a reminder of how thin the line between glory and heartbreak really is. The Dolphins need him. The fans believe in him. And Tua, well, he's never been one to run from the fire. He walks into it, calm and fearless, because he knows that legends aren't made from comfort. They're made from pain, persistence, and the courage to keep throwing, no matter how much it hurts. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? The NFL world is buzzing tonight with what could be the most unexpected move of the offseason. Sources close to team insiders have been whispering, and while nothing has been officially confirmed, the chatter is impossible to ignore. Amari Cooper, yes, the very same Amari Cooper who has been a cornerstone in multiple high-powered offenses over the past decade, is reportedly the new target of the Miami Dolphins to fill the enormous shoes left by Tyreek Hill. And let's be real here, the Dolphins' receiving core has been desperate for a shakeup since Hill's departure. Everyone knew that replacing someone with Hill's level of explosiveness and game-changing ability was never going to be easy, but Cooper? That's a twist nobody saw coming, and the rumor mill is spinning out of control. Imagine the Dolphins' offense with Cooper running crisp routes in that stadium, with Tua Tagovailoa launching precision passes downfield. It's almost cinematic if you think about it. Miami, a team that has been patient and strategic in their moves, suddenly dropping a veteran receiver who has proven he can dominate defenses in the open field. And yes, we're talking about a player who has shown elite route running skills, clutch hands, and the ability to change a game with just one reception. The notion that he could step in and mitigate the massive void left by Tyreek Hill is both tantalizing and controversial, depending on which camp you're in. Some analysts are quick to remind us that Cooper has never quite reached the same jaw-dropping yardage totals as Hill. But then again, Cooper's consistency over the years might be exactly what Miami needs. Someone reliable who can make the offense tick on a week-to-week basis, rather than a high-variance playmaker who occasionally disappears in critical moments. The idea alone has sent waves through sports forums and social media alike. Fans are already imagining Cooper lining up on the outside, the slot, anywhere, really, just creating matchup nightmares for defenders who thought they had seen it all. The Dolphins front office, according to insiders, has been meticulous in evaluating their options, considering everything from age to injury history to how a potential signing would fit into their long-term offensive blueprint. And now, Cooper emerges as the dark horse, the unexpected solution that suddenly makes too much sense for it to be just a rumor. Could it be a calculated gamble? Absolutely. But the intrigue surrounding this potential move is electrifying. Consider this. Miami has been a team hungry for respect in the AFC East. The Bills, the Patriots, even the Jets. These are franchises that have consistently challenged the Dolphins for dominance. Bringing in Cooper could signal a new era of offensive philosophy for Miami, one that blends explosive playmaking with veteran savvy. It's a statement of intent as much as it is a football move. Now, of course, there are skeptics. There always are. Some question whether Cooper still has the elite speed and separation ability to consistently threaten defenses the way Tyreek Hill did. Others are wary of his injury history, reminding everyone that durability is just as crucial as talent when you're asking a veteran to carry such a high-pressure role. But the whispers coming from Miami suggest that they've done their homework. They're betting that Cooper's route precision, his football IQ, and his ability to read defenses will allow him to thrive in a system that is, quite frankly, tailor-made for a player of his caliber. The timing also adds a layer of intrigue. With training camps looming and the draft already behind them, the Dolphins seem to be signaling that they're not content to sit back and hope for a breakout star. They want someone who can contribute immediately, someone who can step into the spotlight and deliver the kind of big plays that make headlines and, more importantly, win games. And let's not forget the chemistry factor. Tua Tagovailoa has been developing as a quarterback who thrives when he has multiple reliable targets, someone who can command attention in the red zone, someone who can stretch the field and open up opportunities for the running game and other receivers. Cooper could be that linchpin, the missing piece that transforms Miami's offense from good to elite. Rumors suggest that discussions between Cooper's camp and the Dolphins front office have been ongoing, with both sides expressing cautious optimism. It's not just about money or contract length. It's about fit, about legacy, about creating a situation where Cooper can prove that he still belongs among the top receivers in the league. And if the deal goes through, the ripple effects are massive. Tyreek Hill may have left a hole, but the narrative that Cooper could seamlessly, or nearly seamlessly, fill it adds a new layer of excitement for Dolphins fans and a new headache for their divisional rivals. Social media is already erupting with debate. Some fans are ecstatic, envisioning Cooper making spectacular sideline grabs and taking it to the house on a regular basis. Others are cautiously hopeful, pointing out that past production doesn't always translate in a new system. But if there's one thing certain about this developing story, it's that the NFL offseason just got a whole lot more interesting. Cooper's potential arrival in Miami isn't just a personnel move. It's a statement, a headline-grabbing rumor that has everyone talking, analyzing, and, most importantly, imagining the possibilities. Picture the Dolphins' offensive schemes, now infused with Cooper's precise route running, his ability to read zone coverages, his knack for making defenders miss after the catch. The combination of Cooper and Tua in the same huddle is a tantalizing prospect that could redefine how the Dolphins attack in 2025. And while the media, the analysts, and the fans dissect every angle, the most exciting part remains the uncertainty. We don't know for sure if this will actually happen, and that's exactly what fuels the frenzy. The rumor has legs, though, and insiders are hinting that Miami is moving quickly. If they can finalize a deal, Cooper could be donning aqua and orange sooner than anyone expected, immediately stepping into a role that is both high-profile and high-pressure. The Dolphins' coaching staff, meanwhile, is reportedly buzzing with ideas on how to integrate Cooper into the offense, teasing formations and play concepts that could maximize his skill set while also alleviating the transition from Hill. The potential for creative play design is massive, from deep posts to slot crosses, from double move streaks to screens that leverage Cooper's agility and experience. And the fans? They're already salivating at the thought. Every mock-up jersey, every highlight reel, every fantasy football projection now has Cooper in Miami, turning speculation into a near-tangible reality. Even the Dolphins' locker room could feel the impact, with Cooper's veteran presence bringing leadership, mentorship, and a certain swagger that's hard to quantify but impossible to ignore. Rumors are one thing, but when whispers like these start to circulate with such intensity, the energy around a franchise can change overnight. Cooper's potential signing could be the story that defines Miami's offseason, overshadowing draft picks, trades, and other acquisitions. And let's be honest, it's exactly the kind of twist that keeps fans glued to their screens, debating, dreaming, and dissecting every angle. In the world of NFL rumors, this one has all the makings of a blockbuster: unexpected, plausible, and loaded with narrative drama. Amari Cooper in Miami? The Dolphins' front office is reportedly confident, Cooper's camp is reportedly intrigued, and the league is reportedly buzzing. Whether it happens or not, the mere possibility has already reshaped conversations about the AFC East and the Dolphins' offensive trajectory. So as the rumor mill continues to churn, one thing is clear. If this deal comes to fruition, the NFL landscape could look very different in 2025, and Amari Cooper might just be the centerpiece of one of the most electrifying storylines of the offseason. Every analyst, every fan, every casual observer is now watching Miami like never before, wondering how this narrative will unfold. And as we wait for official word, the speculation alone has reignited hope, debate, and, let's be honest, pure excitement. Cooper replacing Hill is more than just a headline. It's a potential turning point, a bold move, and the kind of rumor that makes you lean in a little closer, heart racing, imagining what could be. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.